Crawlspace inspection for first-time homebuyers. If you're a first-time homebuyer in Southern California or a hilly location, you may be looking at a raised foundation home. Older homes in Southern California may also have a basement, but this is rare. Combinations of different foundation types, such as slab, raised, stepped, or cantilevered, also exist and should be inspected accordingly. The space under the finished floor in a raised foundation is called the crawl space. Please also refer to our previous video, Slab versus Raised Foundation. First-time home buyer, what you need to know. I will put a link in the description. Let's look at a quick description of the crawl space foundation. A raised foundation is a type of foundation that is constructed above the ground level, built from the ground up, with a footing poured and then a foundation wall attached. It typically consists of a series of piers or columns that support the weight of the building and elevate it above the ground. This type of foundation is commonly used in areas where the ground is prone to flooding or where the soil is not suitable for supporting a building, or simply because it is more economical. During a crawl space inspection, the following items will be typically checked: foundation access panels and vents, foundation walls, foundation bolting, subfloor deck conditions, floor joists, girders and beams, post and pier condition, plumbing conditions, electrical conditions, HVAC system, soil conditions and moisture vapor, insulation, wood destroying organisms and pests, cellulose trash debris material, foundation access panels and vents. Foundation access panels and vents are necessary to provide a secure entry point into crawl spaces for inspections, maintenance, plumbing and heating repairs. According to the International Residential Code, IRC, access openings through the floor of a crawl space must measure at least 18 inches by 24 inches, while openings through the perimeter wall must measure no less than 16 inches by 24 inches. The minimum clearance in the crawl space should be 18 inches between floor joists and the crawl space floor and 12 inches between beams and the crawl space floor. Without appropriate foundation access doors and floor clearances, inspecting the crawl space will be greatly limited. Foundation vents. According to the International Residential Code, IRC, Section R408, minimum ventilation opening area in a crawl space must be at least 1 square foot for every 150 square feet of underfloor space. Foundation screen vents help to restrict rodent or animal activity, vent the foundation area, and prevent moisture collection. There is a debate over whether vented or unvented foundations are best, but this is beyond our discussion today. Foundation walls. The most commonly used materials for raised foundation walls are concrete masonry, example, concrete block, and cast-in-place concrete, but preservative-treated wood, precast concrete, and other methods may also be used. Older walls may have been constructed with unreinforced concrete, which can be more prone to cracking and failure in earthquakes. Reinforced concrete, which contains steel reinforcement bars, is stronger. Cripple walls, made of wooden floors and stud walls, can also be used to support a house and create a crawl space. During an earthquake, these walls may collapse if not braced. When inspecting a foundation, look for signs of settling, bulging, or leaning, potential water damage, and cracks in the concrete. Minor cracks are common, but large cracks may indicate foundation movement. Foundation bolting. Foundation bolts are intended to secure the sill plate, or sole plate, and wood frame of the house to the concrete foundation during periods of applied stress such as during earthquakes or adverse weather. Floor joists, girders, and beams. These components support the main structure of a building. When inspecting, check for proper material installation, quality, damage, deterioration, decay, deflection, and alterations. Post and pier condition. Inspect for material installation, quality, damage, deterioration, decay, deflection, and alterations, as well as appropriate strapping and bracing. Note that damaged, leaning, or settling posts and piers are often the cause of bowed, leaning, or settled homes or floors. Plumbing conditions. Check the condition of plumbing supply lines, drain lines, and gas lines, including appropriate installation and the presence of insulation. Look for leaks, rust, corrosion, and other issues. Electrical. Inspect the electrical system for proper material installation, quality, damage, deterioration, and exposure of unsafe wiring. Check for appropriate strapping. A common issue is substandard installation of communication wiring. HVAC system. Check for proper material installation, quality, damage, deterioration, and appropriate clearances from the floor, with required access for inspections, maintenance, and repairs. Inspect the condition of ducting and appropriate insulation. Soil conditions and moisture vapor. One of the main concerns in crawlspace areas is the soil condition. Expansive soils are soils that expand when water is added and shrink when they dry out. This continuous change in soil volume can cause homes built on this soil to move unevenly and crack. Foundation soils which are expansive will heave and can cause lifting of a building or other structure during periods of high moisture. A moisture vapor barrier is necessary in a crawlspace to reduce the infiltration of moisture and vapors. The barrier is usually made of thick polyethylene plastic that covers the flooring. This durable membrane prevents water vapor from entering the crawlspace and helps prevent mold growth and structural damage. Insulation. Insulating a crawlspace is important for maintaining overall home energy efficiency, savings, comfort, and air quality. Wood-destroying organisms in the crawlspace area. Wood-destroying organisms, such as termites, carpenter ants, carpenter bees, beetles, and other creatures, can cause serious structural damage to crawlspace area components of the home. These pests are attracted to moist, rotting wood in which they eat and/or build their homes. Wood rot and decay can occur in crawlspaces due to excess moisture. It can damage door jambs, rim joists, and other structural parts, compromising the integrity of large areas of the home. To prevent wood rot and decay, it is important to keep the crawlspace dry and well ventilated. Pests and/or rodents in the crawlspace area. Crawlspaces can be attractive to a variety of pests and rodents, including house mice, brown recluse spiders, long-bodied cellar spiders, camel crickets, rats, chipmunks, millipedes, termites, carpenter ants, cockroaches, crickets, spiders, beetles, and flying insects. To prevent pest invasion in crawlspaces, it is important to keep the area clean and free of debris such as rocks and branches, which can provide hiding spots for rodents. Homeowners should also consider rodent control measures such as sealing off entry points and using traps or bait. Rodents droppings. Hantavirus is a family of viruses found worldwide and is spread when virus-containing particles from rodent urine, droppings, or saliva are stirred into the air. It is carried by rodents, particularly deer mice, and can be found in their urine, saliva, and feces. Several strains of the hantavirus can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. Cellulose, trash and debris material in the crawlspace area can lead to elevated moisture conditions, which can attract termites and other unwanted intruders. Cellulose and debris in the crawlspace promote habitat for rodents and pests. Old paint cans. EPA considers some leftover household products that can catch fire, react, or explode under certain circumstances, or that are corrosive or toxic as household hazardous waste. Products, such as paints, cleaners, oils, batteries, and pesticides can contain hazardous ingredients and require special care when you dispose of them. California Earthquake Retrofitting Incentives. California homeowners can receive grants of up to $3,000 to retrofit their homes through the Earthquake Brace Plus Bolt program. Other financial assistance options may be available from local governments and cities, including incentives or rebates. Residents may also be eligible for tax breaks when retrofitting. Contact your local government agency for more information. Make sure that the house you are buying does not come with any crawlspace regrettable surprises. For the best home inspection, CLARO Home Inspections. Call or text and schedule today at 626-253-0436. In the greater Los Angeles, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. or visit www.clarohomeinspections.com.